Hey folks, Species7 here. How's everybody doing today? Welcome back to the channel. We are here with Farm Expert 2016, and gee, I just thought about it. It's been over a year since I've washed me tractor. Doesn't look it. Anyway, last time around we harvested our gooseberries. Yes, indeed, it was a big game of duck, duck, goose, and I think in the end we won. So, it is time for the next step, which is grab our trailer. A beep, a beep, a beep. I guess I don't have to turn around, I have this. The amazing backup cam. Click. It works so well. There we go. Now, off to the field. Do. Whoops. We're not going to squeeze through there. Why are you doing this to me, man? Okay. And it's going well. Yeah. So forwards. There we are. Okay, now we'll go off to the field. Whoa. It's that trailer makes this little guy a little bit floaty in the front end. I did use it in my sort of test walkthrough to load our trailers and take them where they needed to be, so I know it'll work. It did work. That might have been pre-last patch. Anyway, we are going to pick up all of our boxes that our harvester dropped as we got our gooseberries underway. Indeed. There's our cherry saplings. As you can see, I have mowed all of the grass. And boy, oh boy, it's a little bit of a pain to do the trees. Not only do they have hitboxes, unlike the berry bushes, but they seem to stick out one side more than the other. And that doesn't make for fun, because it basically means you're going up some rows twice, up some rows once. Yeah, a little bit odd. There are still some things need worked out. That's weird. All those rocks are in a perfectly straight line. Like, all the way to the end of the field. See that? There's a parallel line of rocks. Weird. Anyway. There's our lovely gooseberry bushes. And here, in fact, are the boxes in question. Now, some of them are going to be quite full, and some of them are going to be quite empty. The quite empty ones are the ones that, unfortunately, and they don't show a physical difference. They all look full. But some of them, believe me, are not. They're the ones that you can go buy, dude. Oh, man. Go ahead. You know, you're just going to sit there and glitch out until something weird happens? Alrighty then. Yeah, these the containers that are not quite as full, and like I said, I guess we won't be able to distinguish, are the ones that when you stop the harvester, it automatically will spit the containers off. Kind of a pain, but it's sort of understandable at the same time. And I don't know what he's doing, but if he comes slamming into this, I'm going to be really unimpressed. If you do your field, you know, start at one end and go up a row, down a row, up a row, down a row, etc., he will actually spit them into the offside row, so you don't have to really worry about it. If, however, like I did at some point during that little exercise, you make a mistake and decide to just simply go to the end of the row and then turn around and come back and do it in the opposite direction, yeah, then everything is going to be out of whack from that point on, and you're better off to actually figure out where you would have been in the scheme of things had you continued on normally, and then just skip to a row where you can continue normally. I don't know what's going on with this dude. Are you turning around? Are you just going to come plowing right into my stuff? Because that's what it looks like you're aiming for me, dude. I'm not liking this at all, guys. I'm just going to get this guy off of the road and let this pickup truck by, because that's obviously going to lead to trouble. And the whole time he's been backing up, he's been sort of angling more and more towards the back of our kit here. There, you tuna. Alright. Obviously, even though it's our field, we don't really have the right of way here. So there we go, that's under control. So, but yeah, as I was saying, if you do actually follow a pattern, they do have it worked out so that it does what it's supposed to do. So, I noticed a few people were talking about that particular thing in the forums of how the harvester boxes were getting in the way. So, and others didn't seem to have the problem, and that would be the reason why. If you simply carry on in sort of a logical method, it works. And I believe that that's all this guy takes is 8 boxes. Although I was pretty sure I saw a video where somebody had a heck of a lot more than that on it. But, as I said, I think that's all we're going to get away with. Yeah, rather. Yeah, it's, oh, it will stack them 3 high. Smoking. One thing that was kind of odd on the forums, and I brought up a point about it, now I suppose that the developer's not fond of me, is I noticed one guy in the bug thing, and there's some 200 posts of bugs, but I did notice one guy in the bug thing saying that this particular tree harvester that he was using, i.e. a tree umbrella, I believe it's called, or some kind of umbrella, wasn't working properly. And the devs come back and go, oh, well, were you messing with the files? Because that isn't unlocked yet. It's meant for future DLC. Now, I don't know about you guys, but I've been gaming for a while, and my hackles went up right away. What do you mean? It's there, but it's destined for future DLC. Why future DLC? And doesn't DLC mean downloadable content? How come it's already in the game if you're calling it downloadable content? Are you just trying to make yourselves feel good by, you know, oh, look, here's some more free DLC. Okay, now the trailer is full. So it carries a dozen. Of course, we harvested 13. Well, we'll leave these here and just put a help yourself sign on it, and everybody can come by and have a handful of yummy, yummy berries. Alright, now, Big Questione, will this thing get me to the store? So, yeah, when I asked about why those files were there, not the developer, but sort of one of their spokesmen, it was kind of scary because I'm sure it's the same guy that used to come up when we had issues with UIG. But he much came on and said, well, it's future DLC. So, yeah, I have left a post since then asking, you know, why they would do things that way. I mean, good God. You know, simulator games have such a bad rap to begin with. Every time a new one appears on Steam, the first thing you see is everybody, oh, what's next? You know, like a farting simulator. It's just, yeah, all the lemons fall off the tree whenever there's a new simulator game released on Steam. And the problem with it is, there's so much shovelware quality simulator out there that people kind of have a point. You know, most of the time when you see a new simulator, for God's sake, save your money. Now, I mean, we know SCS puts out good stuff. We know Giants puts out good stuff. Now, Playway as a publisher has had some pretty good titles come under their wing. Car Mechanics Simulator 15 comes to mind. I also kind of like their Farm Mechanics Simulator. I just don't get many views. That's why you don't see me do many videos of it. But just about everything else that comes up is going to be questionable, you know. And there were so many companies that poured shovelware out the door that some companies like EYG, just seeing them show up as the backer of a game, and you'll notice that this year they didn't release anything. You know, their AgSim 13, and then what? 14 didn't show up, 15 didn't show up. You know, whereas they did have an 11 and a 12 and a 13. So I kind of said to them, you know, this sort of lack of transparency in your business model is not going to help the reputation that simulation games have. And we'll see what sort of a response that brings, but I said, the mere fact that the dev, who has answered many questions on the forum in English, chose to answer me in German, even though my entire post was in English, left me a little bit questioning as well. But there you go. Anyway, latest and greatest. So, yeah, I'm not always the nicest guy. Every once in a while I do like to raise a little bit of trouble when I think it needs to be raised, and that is one thing that does. And I wouldn't have even bothered except for one really important factor. I so hope this game does well, you know, because let's face it, we're still in 2015, and I've already done probably, I don't know, 100 hours of episodes of Farm Sim 15. So I'd like to have another simulator and another farming simulator that was anywhere near that quality, which this one certainly could be. But again, how many times did we say that about AgSim? Well, we'll just have to see how it goes. Anyway, enough of that. I really do enjoy the game, bottom line. So far, I am liking it. It's buggy, it's grindy, it has issues, but oh boy, I think this could be just neat. Alright, here we are. This is the fruit processing plant. One of two plants, actually, that deal with the processing. The other one is way up on the top of the map, and is the one we do very much want to get to for a very practical reason. We are about to do what has got to be the worst thing this fruit company map has you do. We're going to give everything we just spent over a year working on away for absolutely zero money. Alright, and here we go. So let's press enter, and you can see that there's nothing being processed and there's nothing being ready for transport. So if we unload our fruits to the processing plant, there we go, we'll see that our trailer is now empty. We'll also see, if we go back to here, that they now have 3,606 kilograms of black currants. Is that good? I have no idea. Absolutely no idea. Because, well, I mean, for one, you don't know when you're doing your field. I mean, for all I know, that one container we have sitting back there, we might have dropped off 3 containers that were nearly empty, and that one might knock this up to 4,000 kilo. I don't know how much the containers hold. And that's something, along with about 1 billion missing tooltips, that this game could really use that would help. So there you are, guys. There's over a year's worth of work, and like I said, we have to show for it the grand sum of zip. So if we come back here a little later, which we will of course do, in fact I'm going to go back right now and grab that other box. Let's do this the easy way until I've got all of these places memorized. We'll move our marker back to here. There we go. And yeah, I'm going to go back and get that other box, and I will distribute it along with this one. And once I've done that, we'll know exactly how much we've got in there. Ooh, say this thing is really twitchy with this trailer on the back. So we could have got away with one trailer load if I hadn't stopped once to move a box out of the way because of my messing up. And I only did it once. So whether it popped off one box or two, I don't know. I have noticed though, if it's just recently popped off boxes, it will combine whatever the two boxes had if they're less than the contents of one full one, and just simply deal with it that way. So that's kind of cool. And I don't think you can harvest the hay off of your orchards. Near as I can tell now, you could, and then a patch, and you couldn't, and then you could, and then you couldn't, and I think right now it sort of stands that you can't. So, yeah. And mainly, they said the reason for it is because you weren't supposed to be able to use the big tractors in the orchards because of the tight spaces. And that being said, the only thing that will harvest grass, or that will pick the hay up, needs to be towed with the large tractor. So, yeah. The saving up the 37K for another tractor, and then all of that, yeah, won't be happening, guys, because it's not going to do us any good. Now, we will be buying a normal farm tractor, and fairly quick here, because we do want to turn our other field into something profitable. And right, Ricky Tikky, as far as that goes. Now, we are way too late in the season to do anything, I think. Well, I mean, we could obviously plow and cultivate, but I'm pretty sure that the stats on the field said it was already plowed and cultivated. 100% on both. There was just no crop sown and no, fertilization. So that's a fairly easy thing to take care of. And one nice thing, this is at least reasonably close, eh? It's not like going to the machine store. It's like, oh my god, could you not please have delivery? That was another thing that was brought up in the forum, and they said they were seriously considering adding that to the game, so that just like FS13 and 15, if you wished, you could have your vehicles reset to your farm. So, and I'm assuming from the way the question was asked and then answered, that that's having it reset to your farm from the machine store or anywhere else. So good, because if I never have to drive to that machine store again, it will be one less thing you'll have to listen to me whine about with this game. Alright, here we go. And upload. Boom. And here we go. How much is in there? Ooh, I was close. Look at that. That was obviously a very full box. So, alright. There we go. We've got 3,900 kilograms of tings being processed now. So, next. Well, next comes a little more of what we had to do just before harvest, and that is a whole bunch of waiting. Well, I'm not sure how long. I think just until spring, to be honest with you. And I do believe August 1st, so we'll have to go a month and 2 days. And that should set us back to April 1st once again. Once again. So, yeah. Did I miss a turnoff? Why am I feeling like I missed a turnoff? I don't know. Anyways, guys, I think, I said there's not really too much we can do there. Next time around, we are going to have to do a bunch of waiting. And there's not going to be much else going on after the wait. Well, obviously not right at the April one. We might have to probably do another spray. And yeah, I went completely the wrong way here. I'm just a... Duh! Yeah, let's see, we can't smoke into a tree. Oh, this has got to be hard on the ride, man. Oh, that's somebody's field. It's not king right through the middle of this dude's field. Ooh, big field of grass, eh? I'm just curious how much this field is. Total cost. Ooh. It's only $7,800, eh? That's pretty darn cheap. The fact that it's got grass planted in it makes it intriguing, right? Because it's a fair-sized field. And if we were to get a tractor and harvest that thing for grass, I think that would take care of an awful lot of our problems. So whereabouts is that on the map? We are here. Oh, okay, this green field here. Alrighty. That looks about the closest one that has been put into pasture, eh? So yeah, I mean it's soil class D, it's not great, right? Oh, that one's a C. But it doesn't matter if it'll grow grass for us. That's all I really want. It's not that far from the farm. And I don't really want to sacrifice this. Oh, this says it hasn't been plowed and cultivated now. That's odd. The information when you actually get on the field says that it in fact has. Oh well. What to do? Alrighty. But, yeah, as I said, I don't know that, we might not just consider ending the episode here. Because I don't know that there's going to be, woohoo, a whole bunch we can do right away. I've never actually been up here where these windmills are. Oh, look, a road. Yeah, I'm gonna call it a road. I don't care what you guys say. This is a road, understand? Alright. This is sort of what I wanted, was a nice view. There we go. Beautiful. So, you can sure see the amount of hay in our little orchard there now, eh? Wow. But no, we can't pick that up because they won't allow large tractors. So, what can you do? And there is a view of our farm. Not that easy to... The heck's up on the hill? Do you see that? There's some kind of big observatory with a bunch of radar dishes hidden away right above our farm there. That's kind of spooky. Huh. Ah, well. Anyway, we will call her here, I think. And like I said, next time around, I'm going to... oh, we're all gonna die. I will, what is gonna happen? Whoa. Alright, no problem. It was like it was meant to happen. There we go. Perfect. Alright guys, that's going to do it for now. If you enjoyed the series, please hit the like button. Feel free to share and favorite and do all those other YouTube-y things. And until next time, this has been Species 7 for Farm Expert 2016, playing the Fruit Company map, and for all the whining and complaining, quite enjoying the game. Hope you are too. Let me know in the comments section down below. As always, take care of each other, folks, and ciao for now. Back to the parking garage. Whee. Oh, no, whoa, out of control.